AI will definitely change the roles in the jobs we play today. For sure. I do believe that AI is that one disruption that is coming at a stage in time which is just like when the mobile phone got introduced or when the computers got introduced. You know, the customer experience can be improved leveraging AI by being more receptive, perceptive, and then responsive to consumer needs. AI will become, in my view, in about 5 years' time or 3 to 5 years, like digital is today, pervasive in everything that you see and omnipresent.
Welcome to the Wavelength, a podcast series from LTTS, where we'll talk business, innovation, technology, leadership, and much more. As I kick off this podcast series, I have a special guest on our first episode. He is someone who needs no introduction, a man of many achievements, our CEO and MD, Mr. Amit Chadha. Amit has been in the industry for more than 3 decades, shaping global perspectives as he's been meeting influential industry leaders across the globe. He has essayed many roles at LTTS, leading with President of Sales of the Americas, taking the company through an IPO, and now as a CEO, making us one of the topmost best engineering services companies in the world. Today, Amit is here to share his views on technology and technology trends, and I look forward to this conversation. Welcome, Amit, to the Wavelength.
Thank you so much, Piyush. That was a lot of very good words. Puts a lot of pressure on me. But thank you so much for having me here today.
Amit, we have known that you are an avid reader. You love reading whenever you get time. So is there any particular book that has stayed with you and you'd like to share with the audience on what they should be reading?
Yeah, so I actually, I have this whole collection at home, and we were looking at building out our 5-year plan, as you're aware,
Right.
Piyush, and you're part of the leadership team that's working on that. I couldn't sleep. In the morning we had the presentation, I couldn't sleep in the night. Thought through and said, what do we do differently? And what do we transform ourselves into? And morning when I woke up, I actually read this Good to Great by Jim Collins, I think maybe a third time. Some very good lessons that came out of it, but that was the last one that I read. I mean, if you've gone through it, it talks about, first of all, leadership, right? Second, being brutally honest to come and say what you stand for, what you are, what you don't have. And then it goes on to then talking about, first who, then what, and on and on. And finally, a culture of discipline, if I may. So all in all, an amazing book. In fact, it was written many years ago. It talked about technology accelerators, and it ends off by talking about a flywheel effect. And it says that greatness is not a function of circumstance, but a conscious choice and discipline. So I was very motivated by it. I thought it was a very good book. In fact, I think it's very important and relevant for where we stand today as we chalk out the path for the next 5 years.
Right. Absolutely, Amit. The book still is very, very relevant, even though it was written many years ago.
Yes.
Amit, you have been also very keen follower of technology trends, and perhaps one of the few leaders who has spoken about AI and how it's becoming a disruptor in the way technology is coming into the business. What's your perspective on AI?
So I'll start with the headline and then I'll go into the details. See, if I look at AI, I do believe that AI is a net positive for engineering and technology service companies, right? Just like cloudification was a net positive for the IT industry, and AI will actually create a situation which will start to help you differentiate between IT services and ER&D services. Now let me get into the details. See, it all started with AI, it started with machine learning, if you remember.
Right.
And then it went on to AI, Gen AI, now we're getting into agentic AI, agents, agentic AI, and then we're talking about physical AI or humanoids tomorrow. I do believe that AI is that one disruption that is coming at a stage in time which was just like when the mobile phone got introduced or when the computers got introduced. I do believe that this technology step is going to be hugely, it is and will shape up as being one of those watershed moments in our industry today.
Right. And as you broadly look at these technology trends, and given that we are planning for the next 5 years, how do you see they playing an impact on the customer's business and the market?
So 2 or 3 things, right? One, AI will definitely change the roles and the jobs we play today, for sure.
Right.
I mean, simple things, you, me, right? We don't need to go to a travel agent anymore to look at our, say a vacation that we may have to take. You just put it in ChatGPT and there you get an answer. And then you validate it, etc. If I look at our customers today, and let me start with the customer experience first for my customers, our customers. The customer experience can be improved leveraging AI by being more receptive, perceptive, and then responsive to consumer needs. And that's where it all starts. And then that starts, there are subparts to there where you protect, you bring out the data part, you make sure that you're leveraging the right hypothesis, you're then putting in the right amount of personas, etc. But it starts with clients. I believe our customers can improve their client experience or consumer experience by leveraging AI. Next comes the production or manufacturing, and there also, if you ask me, if AI can be leveraged, production scheduling, production planning, which lots to be sent to which country, etc., can again be managed pretty well, leveraging AI, Gen AI, AI robots, as you go forward. And then you come back to the supply chain side, and again there's a huge amount of consolidation, rejigging, finding new suppliers, all that can be done leveraging AI. AI will become, in my view, in about 5 years' time or 3 to 5 years, like digital is today, pervasive in everything that you see and omnipresent. So I do believe that this is a big change, and we do, and Piyush, that we did talk to our client advisory council very recently, and all of them came back and said that AI is a net positive. We need to embrace it. We need to make sure that service offerings have an element of AI in it as we take it forward.
Right. So Amit, as we shape ourselves with this fundamental change of technology in the future, one of the thoughts that you have shared is that we will have to go beyond engineering alone. And your vision is to become a technology solutions provider. So can you please explain your vision of technology, being a technology solution provider?
So when we go from engineering services to technology solutions, you are discussing actually additional items to what you've been providing today. Number one, we now are filing about 50 patents, 25 for ourselves and 25 for our customers every quarter, right? Now, if I take that one element, what am I doing and what impact positively am I creating to either improve reliability, reduce cycle time, reduce the cost factor for our customers, right? So that's one part of it. Second, can we build widgets that can help our clients deliver to their customers and deliver their projects faster, right? 2. Third, can I take technology as being a significant play rather than just services part and do an A plus B to add value to our customers from that standpoint. I'm discussing developing technical mastery in what we do.
Right.
And finally, going to technology solutions means let's not try and do everything. Let's identify the areas which we are good at. Let's identify the areas which have the maximum impact, and then we need to be number one in those areas in the next few years.
Right.
This will require a change in mindset. This will require to continue to put customers right in the middle of every dialogue and conversation. It will require us to continue to look at technology from a standpoint of what we will build in-house, what we will leverage from the market. It will involve leveraging our ecosystem of partners, because there's a lot of development happening worldwide. How can we leverage that? And putting it all together. And finally, most importantly, it will be to motivate our workforce. This is not something to be scared of.
Right.
Change is coming. If we can embrace it, if we can leverage our Global Engineering Academy, various other training mechanisms that we have got to try and make our workforce ready with us for tomorrow, I think we would have achieved success, and that is when we will shift from services to solutions.
Right. So Amit, very interesting perspective, and like I think one point that you touched upon here was how do we make sure that we change ourselves. Now when we look at that, to serve the customers we'll also have to change what we do within LTTS, and you have spoken about AI-led delivery models and so on. So if you can throw more light on how do we change ourselves from within to apply AI?
So one, we will have to, and I'm an electrical engineer, worked in that area and worked as a software programmer as well, and I'm sure you did as well, Piyush. See, the whole thing is about, can we get our engineers to co-work with agents, with bots,
Right.
with automation, leverage it in daily workforce and daily life of delivering services and solutions to our clients, will be change number one. So we'll have to rewrite some of our software development lifecycle processes or mechanical development processes to be able to include all of this, if you ask me, in our daily workflow as we move forward. Second, we are L&T Technology Services. So we will need to make sure that we continue to build our own toolkits. Right? We will leverage toolkits externally, but build our own toolkits that can improve service delivery to our customers and continue to leverage that on a scale. So that is two that we will have to do. Third will be this whole thing about training, retraining the workforce. And finally, we will need to get a lot more agile than we are. Gone are the days of 500 member teams, 600 member teams. In engineering services or technology solutions, you're looking at sprints, you're looking at agile teams, smaller teams with a lot less management oversight, a lot more decision making. I like to say that it's good if leaders in the company today focus on the why, let our middle management focus on the what, and then let the engineers figure out the how. If we are able to bring that one transformation in the company along with changing the service delivery model, I think we would have really transformed ourselves. And that's the road that we will set for ourselves and the goal that we will set for ourselves in the next 3 to 5 years.
Beautifully described, Amit. Really beautifully described. When you talk to customers today and you see a lot of excitement about AI, but one of the challenge customers have also brought in that how do you take the journey beyond the POCs? How do you scale? And as you know, we at LTTS are helping them take their journey towards production. So what are your insights on how do we help them?
So I would actually, give a little more detailed answer. If we look at our clients in mobility, I would say a significant portion of our clients in mobility are actually in the POC stage. When it comes to either it comes to software-defined vehicles, leveraging AI for it, driver experience, etc., or it comes to EV, or it comes to where they can leverage AI for charging, battery management, or it comes to vehicle where they are talking about modeling an entire car. I do believe that there's a lot more of AI POCs that are in progress that are there at this stage. The sustainability segment, which is discrete manufacturing right now, is actually moving beyond POCs into real life usage and leveraging the digital thread and digital twin in that area.
Right.
Process sector again I think is a little bit behind, and there is a lot more POCs. When it comes to the medtech segment and it comes to the tech segment, I think there's a lot more happening in AI that's mainstream now. So it's a matter of which client you're talking about, which segment you're talking about. So there's a varied, shall I say, adoption that's happening at this stage. Needless to say, there's a lot of interest in that area. But if I may, Piyush, I'll actually switch and say that there are 4 or 5 things that across industry we're seeing today that I believe could actually give us a significant upside as we move forward in the next 12 to 18 months. One is, of course, AI, Gen AI, agentic AI happening. Second is industrial automation. And I believe industrial automation is an area, as new factories are coming up in the US, in Europe, there's a dearth of qualified workforce, labor. So automated plants are the order of the day. So I believe that that's number 2, that's significant. Third is a lot of our clients are moving towards doing a lot more with software defined everything, software defined machines, because they're trying to create revenue streams around services which can come very well when you try and softerize it. So that's the third. The fourth, which we haven't seen the money come to us yet, is compute and storage. But with the new chips coming out from NVIDIA, others, as well as Oracle announcing their results around cloud, etc., I do believe that fourth, compute and storage, will come out as something that will make a very positive impact as we move forward. And finally, given where the world is right now, there is a number of our customers that are rejigging their supply chains, their production, their schedules, etc. And that I believe is a fifth net positive for the company. So if I was to speak to our own employees, I would say that this is an amazing juncture of where we stand today. But I believe that all these net positives will finally ride up and provide immense opportunity to all of us to be able to participate and provide value, unlock value for our clients globally.
Right. So Amit, with that, my last question on the business, and then we'll come to some fun part of the podcast. So if you have to leave one message to every employee at LTTS, given the shape of technology changes that are coming in, what would that message be?
I would actually say don't resist change. If I was to do one thing, and I do it still, is invest in myself and learn. If we can internalize some of the new technology areas coming, rather than shrugging it off and saying this doesn't apply to me or my function, actually take it in and say, how can I leverage it? Because some of those ideas are still being discovered, right? So imbibe change, welcome change, be the change itself, engineer the change.
Absolutely, perfectly put, Amit. So let's get into some fun conversation, Amit. So you would have read Virendra Sehwag, the famous Indian opener, used to hum songs while batting because it used to relax him. Right? So when you are in tight meetings or sticky situations, what's your go-to mantra for being relaxed?
It actually depends. These are Kishore Kumar songs. These are Hindi melodies, if I may, and that's what I love. In fact, there are fast numbers in the morning to pump me up, and I don't want to get into those fast numbers, but the regular fast numbers. But evening, etc., these slow numbers, and they really help. Because so one thing I believe in, Piyush, is power of the mind.
Right.
And I believe that if you can be positive, there's a lot more that you can get out of any situation, and you can actually come out of any situation. And as leaders, we all come under different kind of choices at different times. So I believe singing or listening to songs is greatly helpful.
Fantastic. Amit, you travel a lot on business, but if you have to take a vacation, what's your go-to place?
I just came back from Croatia. It's lovely. But having said that, anywhere I can go where I have my laptop or my iPad now and my phone, and I'm fine. But I think there are parts of US, there are parts of Europe, parts of India actually, beautiful to go to.
And Amit, you meet a lot of leaders. Any particular leader that has inspired you, whom you consider as your role model?
So I'll talk about two, and actually I'll talk about three. One is Mr. J.R.D. Tata. So I grew up in Jamshedpur, and the whole ethos about bringing business success and social responsibility together was amazing. I have had the fortune of being mentored by our Chairman Emeritus, Mr. Nayak, and that is the second gentleman that I look up to. And I look up to him because the passion, focus, and long-term thinking, and then commitment, that you learn from him was amazing. Right? The third one is our current chairman, Mr. Subramaniam, very technology savvy, and goes into a lot of details on technology. Outside of all that, I think I actually look up personally. I in fact think that if I can be even 50% of what my dad has done at home, at work, with all of us, and before that, and also my father-in-law, because I learned a lot about investing from him. These are role models that I live up to, want to live up to, and want to be like.
Awesome. Amit, any recent podcast or movie that you saw in Netflix that inspired you?
Actually, I saw Tuesday. One thing? So I see movies, I listen to podcasts, and I forget the names. I watched Tuesday Murder Club or something recently.
Thursday Murder Club.
Thursday Murder Club. Yeah. Very nice. And you didn't know to the end, as to who had committed the murder. And before that was others. So I keep watching a lot of this. I watch it for the period, I watch it and then I forget it. But this was the last one.
Right.
Yes.
So as we come to the end of the podcast, Amit, one last question. If you have to describe LTTS in one word, what would that be?
Passion and engineering the change.
Thank you, Amit. It was a pleasure having you on the first episode of the Wavelength podcast series. I'm sure the audience is going to love hearing your thoughts on it.
I'd like to thank you for getting me here. I'd like to wish all the best to the organizers of this. I'd like to wish well to our viewers, and I know you'll have a lot more exciting speakers coming up after this, and they'll make up for what I would have missed. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you, folks. That was the first episode of the Wavelength and LTTS podcast series. Hope you have enjoyed it.